Hey, how's it going, everyone? Russell Moore coming to you live from Dedicated with Financial Literacy. Um, a little late, couple of days, yeah. I did a short. I did a little bit of a short on Nvidia, but I hadn't done an actual video. So I thought I would do a video real quickly. Give me about 8, 10 minutes of your time to go over the numbers. They just had their earnings report Tuesday, and I want to. I mean, Nvidia, man, they knocked it out the park. Their earnings, that earnings call was amazing. Their numbers and their financials are, and what they did in the first quarter of 2024 is historic. Everybody's talking about it. But even though I'm a little late, a day or two, I'm gonna still give it to the. Hey, there's some people out there that are late in reading about it, okay, or watching a video or YouTube on it. I want to just say that I am not encouraging people to purchase the stock. That's not what I do. That's not what I'm supposed to do. I leave that for the true gurus, okay? One thing that I'm not trying to be something that I'm not, okay? I'm just a brother that has been in the stock market and have invested for over almost 20 years. And I love it. I love talking about it. A few friends of mine were asking me some questions about stocks and bonds and, just investing in overall. And I decided this was during the pandemic, and some people at my church, I decided, hey, why don't I just do a YouTube and, 50, 60, 50 videos later, I'm still doing them for newbies and, just my friends and family and stuff. So I hope you enjoy this. But I'm going to go over the numbers. And again, like I said, I am not telling you what to do. What's my favorite saying? What do I always say? If you don't read, you won't lead. If you don't learn, you won't earn. Let's say that again. If you don't read, you won't lead. If you don't learn, you won't earn. So get out there and do your own research. Don't just go by CNBC. And there's a lot of good, I'm not hating. There's a lot of good YouTubers out there that are putting down some really good content. And they're really doing their homework. And so please, just because they're not on CNBC, like Jeremy over at Financial Education, he does a great job. I've learned a lot from him, and so I think he's the real deal. I don't care what no one says. All right, so you got some YouTubers that know what they're doing. Okay, all right, let's jump into it. Let's just go over this. I'm just going to give you the numbers. I've written this stuff down. I've written all of their highlights. For the quarter, and when I mean quarter, for those that are newbies, the quarter is 3 months. There are 4 quarters in a year. I know most people, I know you'll know that. I'm not trying to patronize you. I'm just saying there's probably some new people on my channel. So I want to make sure that I'm being clear and giving understanding, okay? I'm not putting you down. All right, quarter. The first quarter. So these are the numbers that they did for the first quarter, the first quarter of the year. So that's January, February, March. All right? So 26 billion. They came in at 26 billion. Now the estimation on the streets, what I mean by that is Wall Street and all the analysts, they'll give a guess, an educated guess, an estimate. The estimate on the street was 24 billion. And they exceeded that by over 2 billion. Okay? Forgive me, that's my son. He'll come running out of the restroom in a minute. That's okay. I'm not editing it out. He's my boy. All right. So they exceeded that by coming in with 26 billion. Come on, buddy. Come on through. Say hi to everybody. Say, my name is Benji. Say hi, everyone. All right. I love you too. All right. Okay. So revenue. Now look at this in comparison to what they did last year, first quarter. First quarter last year, 7 billion. This year, 26 billion. Wow, you guys. Gross profit for the quarter, 20 billion. Last year, 2023, first quarter, 4 billion. Gross profit, 20 billion this year. Last year, 4 billion. Cost of revenue, cost to do business. Okay? 5 billion. Last year, 2 billion. Only 3 billion, 3 billion difference, $3 billion difference between last year and this year as far as the cost of revenue. Wow. That's incredible. Operating expenses, research and development, R&D. Okay, 2.7 billion in 24, 1.8 billion last year. Same quarter. And this may be year over year. I want to say that's year over year, yeah. Operating expenses, sales, general and administration costs. So all the administration costs, all the sales, everything, 777 million. Okay? Get this, last year, same quarter, 633 million. So to me, it's showing their efficiency. They're doing more with even less. Income before income tax. Their income that they made before income tax. So after all their expenses and everything, before taxes, 17 billion. Last year, first quarter, 2 billion. Look at the growth, you guys, in this company. Last year, first quarter, after all of the expenses, except for taxes, they had 2 billion the first quarter. This year, 17 billion. So here's the net income. That means after the taxes, after all the expenses, here's the net income for the quarter. 14,891 million. That's almost $15 billion they made in the quarter. That's after all of the expenses, taxes, R&D, everything that was spent, everything, all the costs, all the materials, all the sales, everything. After all expenses, they still ended up with almost $15 billion for the quarter. That's incredible, you guys. Last year, their net income after the first quarter was $2 billion. Their EPS. Now get this, their EPS last year was 88 cents. 0.88. The expected EPS for those that are newbies, earnings per share. Okay? Their earnings per share. Last year was 88 cents. They were expecting about 5.60. They exceeded that. $6.12, you guys. $6.12. I want you to get a hold of this. That's a 406% increase compared to last year, what they did this year. It's actually more. About a little over 400% of an increase in their EPS. Here's another thing that they're doing, a stock split. They're doing a 10 to 1 stock split. Yeah, I'm probably a little bit tired. It's been a long day. They're doing a 10 to 1 stock split June 7th. Let me tell you why that's significant. For some of you that, because they just exceeded $1,000 mark per share. Their stock just went up to $1,000. After the earnings call, during the earnings call, it went up to over $1,000. And so a 10 to 1 score, usually a company will do a stock split is because they've priced out a lot of the retailers. They'll do it for more than that, more reasons than that. But pretty much they're trying to be, they want people to come in and be able to invest. And so a lot, not too many retailers out there, retail investors can afford $1,000. They may be able to get maybe a few thousand shares, not shares, but At $1,000, they may be able to get a few shares, is what I was going to say, 3 or 4. But if you got 10 shares right now, it's $10,000. Okay, so by having a 10-to-1 stock split, basically the share price is going to go down to about $100 a share, which makes it more affordable for the average retail investor. Do you guys get that? So, in other words, 10 for 1. So right now, for 1 share, it's about $1,000. If you do a 10-to-1 stock split, that means 10 shares for that same $1,000. Instead of getting 1 share, you'll have 10. You'll have 10 shares at about $100. See that? 10 and 100. 10 times 100. 100 times 10, you got $1,000. So what they're doing is that they're reducing it. They're reducing it. Now, you're not getting more shares. Okay, you do not increase in share value is what I want to say. Yeah. The share value, the price value is not going to increase. So you don't increase in value. What it is you're breaking down the shares. I'll give you a prime example. I did this on another video where I actually talked about stock splits. A dollar bill. If I go into my pocket and get a dollar bill, all right? Here's a dollar, all right? I'm going to give this to my son. All right, here's a dollar. But a 4-to-1 stock split is 4 quarters. So instead of having to come up with this whole dollar, it's a quarter. 4-to-1 stock split. It would be, you would pay 25, you would have 25 cents. So now you get 4 quarters, that's 25. That same 4 quarters will equal $1. So that's what they're doing, okay? It enables people to be able to get in that wouldn't normally be able to get in and invest in the stock. All right? I hope that made sense how I explained that. It's been a while since I explained that, the stock split. But it's simple. They're just making it easier. So the price is dropping, but the value isn't. The value isn't increasing. You're gonna be able to get more shares for the same amount, pricing wise. All right, and then here's an interesting stat. Their data center revenue, 427% year over year. They're saying that they attributed a lot of the revenue for this quarter to their data centers. So the data center revenue for the year over year is 427%. That's incredible. Their revenue growth for the year is 262%. I mean, this company, Intel is probably shaking in their boots. AMD is shaking in their boots. Qualcomm shaking in their boots. These other companies, they're shaking in their boots. They have, and here's what the CEO, Jensen Huang said. Here's what he said. He said, the next industrial revolution has begun. And if any of you are familiar with the Industrial Revolution, when great innovation came out, the engine, ice, telephone, electricity, it was all these great inventions that changed the way we live. And he's saying the next industrial revolution has begun, which Kathy Wood has been saying for the last 5 years. I thought that was an incredible statement he made. He also talked about their latest chip, and it's called Grace Blackwell Super Chip. And it has an incredible capacity, and it's much more faster than, and just has so much more. This thing, they're upping the level. the previous one, the one that they have now, is called, I believe, Hopper, the Hopper chip. But they said this super chip that they've come out with is incredible. And of course, Tesla's like, we want 30. I think they've ordered like 80. They're going to order like 80,000. I mean, some ridiculous number. So all of these other companies are having to come to Nvidia and say, hey, we need your technology. So they're doing it. There's been a question about, where do you think that Nvidia is going to be in the next 5 years? And I'm going to end with this. They believe the stock, if there's no more, if they don't have any more stock splits, which I can't imagine them not having anymore, this stock is going to, once that it gets to $100, people are going to load up on that stock. And I'm talking about retailers. People now, they can afford to get 5 to 10 shares, spend $1,000 and get 10 shares. The projection for the next 5 years that the stock price will be $2,266 per share. That's the projection for Nvidia. So think about that for a second. If you're thinking about purchasing this stock, they're going to have a stock split on the 7th of June, and it's going to be $100 a share. They're saying within the 5-year period, after that stock split, that they're projecting that it's going to be at $2,200, around $2,200 per share in the next 5 years. I'm not telling you to buy it. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share with you. I just kind of wanted to go over the numbers. Let me see if there are any other highlights I want to bring up. Oh yeah, their dividend, they raised it by 150%. It's still low, the dividend, but that's good to know. And usually what happens when a company is giving dividends, they increase the dividend annually. They might do it even sooner than that. They might do it biannually or quarterly. You never know, but usually annually they'll raise the dividend. So keep your eye on that over the years. And if you purchase the stock, always remember you're going to get a dividend. It may be low right now depending on how many shares, because that's what determines the amount of your dividend, your shares. So say they have a dividend of 10 cents. So for every share you have, you'll get 10 cents. That's why I'm saying it's not, I think that's about where it is too. But don't worry. It's going to grow. Their dividend is going to grow for those that are dividend investors. Yeah, was there anything else? No, I think that's it. The main highlights. Oh, did I mention the EPS? Yeah, I did. I did mention the EPS. Okay. All right, gang. That's just a little snapshot of an Nvidia. Remember, hey, you won't earn if you don't learn. Do your own research. Read about Nvidia. One of the good things that I've taken to heart with Warren Buffett. And the thing about Warren Buffett, he does not invest in anything he doesn't understand. So I want to encourage people, even though you've heard good things about Nvidia and that the stock is definitely, it's a hot stock right now, and the company's doing well, and they're probably going to do well. It's hard to believe that they're not going to be they're not going to do well for the next foreseeable future. And the bears are screaming right now. There's really no good bear case. When I say bear, those that think the stock is going to go down. Bulls mean they're optimistic that the stock is going to go up. Bears are pessimistic. This stock is going to go down. It's not going to last. It's not. So the bears are really don't really have a leg to stand on. The proof is in the pudding. Their numbers are just too amazing, historic numbers. Okay, so kudos, man. Give it up for Nvidia. Give it up for the CEO, Jensen Huang. I mean, just give it up for them and their staff and their team. They've done a great job. Obviously, he couldn't do it by himself. So kudos to Nvidia. All right. Thank you. And have a great evening. Have a great weekend. And oh, yeah, the holiday's coming up on Monday. All right. Stay safe. Stay safe. And please, people, don't drink and drive. In fact, don't drink. All right. I know you can't tell that to everybody. All right, all right, all right, all right. See you later. Bye.